Yo, man, what's going on, y'all boys, man? You already know what time it is, man. Today, we have another crazy lit reaction video. Y'all know how we doing it, man. By the title and thumbnail, you already know what to expect, man. Because I'm not gonna lie, watching and reading some of this stuff is honestly opening my mind to a lot and questioning a lot that we know as today, or at least what we've been programmed to know. But y'all already know the motto, man. If y'all want to come and show the kids some love, man, please come and show me some love on Instagram, man. We need to hit up to 100,000 followers. I ain't never asked people to follow me on the gram in years, probably like 3 years. Man, y'all come and show some love, man. Let's go ahead and hit up to 100,000 followers right now. Spam the like, spam the comments, man. Get this video a huge thumbs up as well. Let's get this video to 10,000 thumbs up. I'm telling y'all, we go break the algorithm. Spam the comments down below. Spam it. Go crazy right now. Kick back, y'all. Enjoy the video, and let's get it. Let's go.
Yo, this man right here, time traveled. He time traveled through the multiverse.
Nah, you're lying.
This is Paul Stamets.
You're lying.
World's most well-known mycologist. You guys have to tap into this story about him time traveling. Tap in.
He died, unfortunately, 2 years ago. He got me involved in mushrooms. So I'm going to segue and set the stage here, but I need another 2 minutes to set the stage here. So
It's a good one, guys.
I'm growing up in a small town in Ohio called Columbiana. My brother John is going to Yale. He comes back one day. Burned my brother's book together all the time. Stays another day, and he gives me a book that he's using for his class, but he's on break. And he said, and I'm really fascinated. Now, John went to Mexico, Colombia, came back with great stories of eating psilocybin mushrooms, and as my older brother, I just idolized him. And he has a book called Altered States of Consciousness. And so I said, John, can I borrow your book? He said, sure. And I said, but Paul, I need it back. You know, after my break is over, I'm going back to college. It's part of our textbook. So I borrowed his book, Altered States of Consciousness, and I'm just fascinated reading it, you know, about all these different ways of expanding your consciousness. I'm 14 years of age. And so my best friend, Ryan Snyder, says, Paul, can I borrow your book? We're hanging together all the time. And I go, yeah, but I need it back. And so he borrows my book, and he doesn't return it. A day, several days pass, a week pass, 2 weeks pass. My brother's coming back on break. He said, I needed that book back, Paul. And I go to Ryan. I go, Ryan, I need my book. I need my book. And Ryan just kept on avoiding answering the subject until I said, finally, give me my book. And Ryan goes, I can't give it to you, Paul. I said, why? He says, my dad burned it. I said, your dad burned my brother's book? I go, WTF. I didn't use this phrase back then. I said, oh my God. And I have a shout out to Ryan Snyder's father, that because of that event, it stimulated my interest in altered states of consciousness even more. So John goes to Yale and goes to the University of Washington. I have this DEA permit. I'm at the Evergreen State College. John calls me up. He says, Paul, I think I found some psilocybin mushrooms. John said, you're really smart. You've been collecting psilocybin cubensis in Colombia and Mexico, but they're much more complicated up here. And I said, let me ask you a few questions. I said, okay, John, do you take a spore print? And he goes, yes. And I go, is the spores purple-brown? And he goes, yes, they are purple-brown. I go, good. Okay. John, does it have a separable gelatinous pellicle? And he goes, what's that? And I go, well, right. Break the cap. These are growing on wood chips. Break the cap and separate the cap very slowly. Do you see a little skin that's translucent? And he breaks it and goes, yeah, I see that skin. I said, John, they're growing on wood chips. And he goes, yes. I go, are they turning bluish? He goes, yes, they're staying really bright blue. I go, wow. I said, John, how many did you find? He goes, you would not believe it. It's a huge amount. I said, wait. I said, but he said, Paul, they're in a very sensitive place. You better come up here right away. So I jumped in my car and I drove up from Olympia to Seattle, about 60, 70 miles. I get to his house, and John's there, and I go, well, where are we going? He goes, well, we need some grocery bags, and let's get on our bikes, and let's go down there. I go, well, why all the secrecy? And the problem is, well, you'll see. And it was the end of Boat Street, and right at the University of Washington, right off of University Avenue, there's Boat Street, and we get there, and right across the street is a police substation. So we're there, and it was an eruption of this mushroom. There had to be 10,000, 30,000 mushrooms, I don't know. It was about 50 feet by 30 feet, but they all been mulched with wood chips. There was an eruption that picked up, trash and, debris that picked up 6 inches. It was solid mushrooms. There are mushrooms everywhere. I've to this day never seen so many mushrooms in one concentrated area. So we waited till the police cars went away, and we're kind of idling there, and then the police cars would go away, and from the substation we'd start picking mushrooms, and we fill up a groceries bag or two, and then the other students are walking by. What are you doing? Oh, nothing, and then we eventually go, yeah, there's plenty for everybody, so. So it was like pretty soon everyone's all hanging out as a little group, like at the bus stop, right? We're not really waiting for the bus, right? We're waiting for the police cars to go away,
right? And
then we picked all these mushrooms. So we got about 8 or 10 grocery bags full of these mushrooms.
How bizarre!
It turned out to be a new species called Psilocybe stuntzii, named after
a new species.
It's new species.
New as in hadn't been discovered before.
Had never been described in the scientific literature before.
So you picked a mushroom that no one knew existed before,
well, hadn't been described scientifically. We had known about it for about 3 years, but this is the largest eruption, and from that collection became part of of the type collection that anchored the species taxonomically. So I think some of the specimens still exist in herbaria around the world because it's the reference standard. So we go back to the house, and it's like, we got to dry them. So we lay out newspapers, and the whole newspapers were just covered with mushrooms. And so that night, we just about 4 guys from Yale, all neurophysiology, all scientists, on the scientist track, and let's eat them. And so, I mean, this is not very potent. They're 1/10 the potency of cubensis, so we made smoothies. And oh my gosh, talk about the gag reflex. So we had to make these smoothies. I had to eat 50 of them in order to have a dose equivalent to what Psilocybe cubensis would be. So I knew that. So we made these incredibly distasteful milkshakes, and we chugged them and we drank them. And then amazing experience. I bonded with my brother. It was beautiful. And then you're peeking at this experience. You look around, and there's like tens of thousands of these mushrooms. Like, oh my gosh. And so I go to bed, and I'm laying in bed, and full blown experience, and can barely sleep because all the colors are keeping me awake, and my mind is racing. And then I have a lucid dream. And I'm dreaming, and I wake up, and I go downstairs, and I go, I had this crazy dream. I said, what's your dream? And I said, I saw thousands of cattle dead, baking in the sun. I said, I think there's going to be a nuclear war. But what could kill all these cattle? There's a time of the Reagan administration and all that, and the tension was really high between the Soviet Union and the United States. And they said, and they were joking with me, saying, "Oh, well, okay, when is it going to happen?" I go, "I know. I was in Olympia, and I needed to rush up to Darrington to stay in my cabin because my books were up there, my manuscript was up there. I need to save my research." So they laughed, and they said, "Well, when's the world going to end, Paul?" And I go, "Well, it's not this weekend. That was like in 2 days. It's next weekend." So they wrote on the calendar, December 1st. I put it in my book. I think it's 1975. The end of the world. They wrote, Paul predicts the end of the world. So we forgot about it. Massive rains the next week. Huge amounts of snowfall. And then on Wednesday, Thursday, temperature inversion. And it flipped to 75 to 85 degrees. All the snow started to melt. All the rivers were flooding. And my little cabin was right next to this river that would swell from morning to night. It would go up 6 feet just from the snow melt because it's very close to this volcano and big glaciers. I said, oh my gosh, I'm going to lose my manuscript, all my research. I need to get up there. And so I'm watching the news, and the roads are being closed. So I had to go through Rockport, Washington, the back way in order to get back to my cabin. I get to my cabin, and the bank had eroded about 10 feet. I was only about 10, 12 feet away from the river now. My cabin was on the verge of falling into it, but I got my manuscript. I got all my books. I rescued all the material I had, but I couldn't get out of there because the roads had been closed. And so I had to wait 2 days, and the roads then opened up, and I drove out of the valley into the Snohomish Valley, and I went around the bend, and there the sun, it was a brilliant sunny day, a warm day, and there floating in the fields were hundreds and hundreds of dead cattle.
Wow.
Whoa.
How do you explain that?
Dude, you time travel.
I entered, I think, into the multiverse.
Into nature of that surrounding
Now,
area.
as a scientist, you realize when you say something like that, you open yourself up to ridicule.
Oh, you open yourself up to a lot of ridicule. I know just me even reacting to this, I'm opening myself up to a lot of ridicule and a lot of speculation and a lot of alleged situations, a lot of hate. But this was somewhat of a story. Yeah, I know sometimes people be talking, you just need to get straight to the point. And I'm glad he eventually found his way to the point. He just said that off rip, hey, we got these mushrooms. We took about 50 mushrooms and somehow I was in a totally different world, which is the fact that he confirmed time travel, which is he's saying like, how do you confirm it? I wonder has he tested it out again since he considered himself a scientist? And I will have to look up his name and try to find the rest of this podcast. I mean, this video gets to 10,000 likes, then I'll try to do a reaction to this entire one and do like an update and look and see if he actually tried to do it again and if it is true, you know, because if it is true, I'm gonna go take about 100 of the mugs and see what I can do. No, I'm just playing with y'all. But y'all let me know your honest thoughts and opinions on this down below. Do y'all feel like what he was saying was completely valid? Or do y'all feel like what he's saying he just had him a moment? But
alright, so I know I'm always exposing the devils of the industry, but today I want to talk about somebody who gave up the limelight, gave up the spotlight, you know what I'm saying, to go against them. Let's talk about B.O.B. If you don't know who B.O.B. is, you remember the song Nothing on You with Bruno Mars, you know the other dude on the song, that's B.O.B. He on the freshman covers, he an up-and-coming artist, and he blowing up fast, you feel me? And out the blue, he just disappeared, you feel me? Because he didn't want to push the agendas they wanted him to push. He didn't want to sell his soul. And he started dropping little hints and stuff on Twitter, you feel me? Like making posts saying the earth is really flat. So after folks clown him for saying the earth is flat, he made an album called Earth. And you see how he got the flat earth with the dome around it? That's how it really is. And you know the elites weren't having that. They weren't going for that at all. This is a song on the album called Flatline. I want y'all to pause this video and read those lyrics. He was exposing NASA. He was exposing the elites. I just
see use your common sense. Why is NASA a part of the Department of Defense? They divided up the season to 33 degrees, feeding kids masonry. Bruh, be careful what you read. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to listen to that song. I can't play it because they go copyrighted, but shout out to B.O.B.
I just really want y'all to go listen to the album. The question, I always hear this question: how do you get into the music business? Were you let in or blessed in? I'm guessing I never signed my name in blood or sacrificed my best friend. I got as far as I could go before I hit a dead end. Sit back and let it set in. How do you go from doing songs with T.I. and Kendrick Lamar getting 131 million views? I mean, he even had a song with Lil Wayne at 36 million views, you feel me? How do you go from this
out of my mind
to just disappearing, you know what I'm saying? Crazy thing is, he never disappeared though. You feel me? Bro been dropping music. I'm talking about he got a podcast where he exposing these folks all type of stuff. But it's not mainstream, you feel me? Like they blackball him. Where we barely can see his stuff. They took all his music off the platforms, all of that stuff, you feel me?
That's what they gonna do.
His most recent music video, How to Make Clones.
Man.
Talk about this part of the song. They predicted 9/11 20 years before they drop. Tell me how was a prediction if they wrote the whole plot? Don't know who behind the curtain, could be bots at the top. The invasion been happened, the bodies already swapped.
Man,
this is my favorite part of the song right here. Is it just me or is artificial intelligence mimicking melanin? What if melanated people was somebody's experiment? They hid the ancient temples, then just blamed it on aliens. NASA stole their symbols from an African tribe and acted like it was some they just seen up in the sky. Knew my school had me reading them lies and had I drinking milk for lunch at 10:45. EMF through your body, iron in your body, silicone in your body, similar to robotics.
Ooh.
Now, all these rappers that chose the money or was just too scared to go against them, B.O.B. chose to be for us, and that's why I with B.O.B. hard. So protect B.O.B. at all costs.
Protect that man at all costs, man. Shout out to B.O.B., man. It's an amazing artist. I honestly haven't heard of B.O.B., like he said, until like 10 years. Like it was about 10, probably later than that. It was like between 14 years ago. between the span of 14 to 10 years ago, to 10 to 14, I said it all backwards, but I'm coming in from the youngest to the oldest. So I guess 14 to 10 years is a little better. You definitely have to watch about the things that you say, and I can see him being in a position like this, especially if he's speaking out to people that's higher than him. It's almost like talking about your boss, you know, even though you ain't gonna let your boss control you, then they just gonna let you go about your way. But it's a lot of people who sign in blood, like he said, and that's true, man.
Chad, I knew he went to an Illuminati party. What happened? They were fucking each other on camera? Little baby fucked a kid?
That was weird. Like, it's like everybody in the industry was in one room. Even the people who hated each other, acting like nothing's happening. There was like these girls, but like it was like weird. It was almost like paid escorts. Like they're dancing off beat. Like GTA strippers. All executives in the game. Like that night, I wasn't supposed to go in. It was actually, I figured out what place it was in LA because I remember what place it was. But I was supposed to meet somebody in the parking lot. We ended up, I don't know how the fuck we ended up going in there. And the whole time I'm in here, I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Wait, so you're in a parking lot and you just end up in a Illuminati party?
I got invited.
You got invited?
No, not to the event. Not to the event. To meet with this guy when he was going to be there.
Oh, and they wanted to initiate you?
I don't know.
Did you fuck a little? No. Oh, we gotta start? Okay.
Wow. Hold on. What do you say at the end?
Oh, we gotta start? Okay.
Wow.
Get your ass in here.
What?
And sit down. A lot of people gonna jump in the comments and say it's pork. Look, my daddy's Cuban. We done roasted a lot of damn hogs, okay? That's a nipple.
Whoa. That is. That definitely is.
That's goddamn nipple. Roll the footage.
Man, what?
Think it's a damn game if you want to.
Oh my God.
Get y'all ass up out of here.
I was finna say,
Don't go nowhere till you get your ass in them comments. And let's discuss this.
I personally do think that this look like human skin. Yo.
A wave of extreme heat that comes.
The audio is a little terrible right now for everybody just in advance. It looked like one of them just coming through one of my earphones.
From nowhere. It's one of the U.S. military's newest non-lethal weapons.
Wow.
An electromagnetic beam that emits an odorless, invisible, and silent blast of heat.
This is a military area. Move away from the perimeter. I say again, this is a military area. Move away from the perimeter.
Their new active denial system boasts a reach far beyond any other non-lethal system.
Well, it's a versatile system, and it has a range of non-lethal capability that we can't even come close to with any of our fielded systems today that are in our military forces.
About 7 football fields to give it some perspective.
What?
It felt like opening up an oven door, almost mixed with a sting from about my sternum to my neck.
Wow.
So like you started really feeling it on my neck before I had to kind of instinctually jump out of the way.
This weapon, under development for 15 years, has yet to be used in the field. The technology has attracted safety concerns, though the U.S. military says the rays do not penetrate the skin and pose no health risk.
Hey. I feel him.
Knowing what I know. Knowing the plan. Knowing the economic and financial landscape. Knowing. It's just fear. Don't go to work.
You know the weirdest thing, right, is that they saying, oh, it has no effect to mess up the body or anything like that. Like it's just what? So it's just energy that's passing through us, magnetic rays that have frequencies that have nothing to do with messing up our brain. It can't fry our brain. If you're saying it's hot and you can really feel the sensation go through your body, just imagine if you were very close to an idiot. It seemed like it would literally cook you from the inside out. Like it would literally fry you from the inside out. And it's almost all has no effect on any human. Well, what does it have an effect on the plants? What if it has some effect on the nature? I don't know. I feel like that is a crazy invention. And the fact that they're releasing something like this, there's no telling what else they plan on releasing in the future. I'm gonna be honest.
Have you heard of the Russian scientist who injected himself with a 3.5 million year old bacteria?
For fun?
For science.
Oh, okay.
So this Russian scientist named Dr. Rockstock, digging in the permafrost in Siberia, they discovered this bacteria that was so far down, it was still living. But they tested this bacteria on mice, plants, and the mice and plants lived way longer, and the crops didn't die as fast when it was cold outside. They're calling it the elixir of life. They're saying that this thing could contribute to people, animals, and plants all living longer than they should. There's a town pretty close to where they found this bacteria. The people have lived way longer than all the other people in the region. So he was basically like, I want to try it on myself. And he said he hadn't had a cold or flu in 2 years since injecting himself. It got me thinking in the Bible times how they lived 900.
Nuts.
You wonder if like that is a
Could you imagine?
bacteria from the first days of creation.
You taking that bacteria?
I would take it.
No.
Okay. Man, some of these videos be stressing me out. Okay, look, I'm going to save my commentary on this. I'm going to let y'all go ahead and say what y'all have to say. Okay, this is y'all time to shine right here. Let me know what y'all have to say. Even people living to 900, all of that. Pull up the scriptures. I need the chapter, the verse. I need everything. Let me know down below how y'all feel about this.
Your meat is going to be much harder to come by in the coming months. The WEF plan to eliminate beef production, remove farmers, is coming to fruition, replacing wheat with bugs. So your flour that you're used to in your cooking ingredients may end up having bugs in it. Because, as the World Economic Forum says, they're more sustainable. Before you say that this is just a conspiracy theory, just visit the WEF's website. Do a cursory search. You don't even have to dive deep like we do. You can just do like surface stuff and do a search for bugs if you like. You'll see tons of articles about the benefits of getting rid of meat and eating bugs, like this one, Burgers, Bugs, and the Shift to a New Way of Eating. So Klaus Schwab and his merry band of globalists have been laying the groundwork for eliminating meat for over a decade now, and the plan is now coming together.
What? I understand getting rid of meat and giving us fruit, but getting rid of meat and replacing it with bugs is crazy, bro. Like, who am I? I don't know. Like the fact that they skipped the fruit and the vegetables, they went straight to bugs. Like, what do we got? What do we got going on here, y'all? But it makes sense with what's really going on around the world. Everything you seeing, like they coming out with 3D printed meat. Like, come on now, this is crazy.
TikTok, all jokes aside, I have been trying to tell y'all. TikTok, all jokes aside, I have been trying to tell y'all. Y'all thought I was playing. Let me pitch myself down to a little guy. John Kirby pressed on likelihood of mass evacuation for Americans.
Why though?
I told y'all this a while ago because of what happened with COVID. Right before COVID hit, all of the elite people pulled their money out of their stocks because they knew something. Then the following year, all of the elites start moving out of America. I said back then, they know something that we don't know. And like I said in the previous video that TikTok took down, this war has the potential to spill over on our soil. Now, if we do a mass evacuation, who gets the land? The elites. The dream for a future America is the land of the humanoid robot. They already have diagrams drawn up of the great human replacement. And not everybody has a passport and able to just get out.
Right.
So when we get that warning to leave America, those that are left will perish. Now, these are all allegations, but as you can see, the White House is discussing this already. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. Why would the White House be mass evacuations for us?
Wow. Chat, are y'all serious right now, man? Chat, are y'all serious? This is stuff y'all wanna troll me right now, I see. You know, y'all know I'll be calling out some fake stuff like, come on, fam. Are you serious, bro? Like this is look. This one thing I tell you. I'm not one of them conspiracy. I'm not one of them people who do these type of reaction videos and say, yeah, man, that is real. Like it's crazy how things look. It's just crazy, bro. You can clearly see it's day that this is fake. Y'all know all the other stuff I call fake. You could tell that this is fake. You know what I'm saying? So it's just funny though. It's funny though, because people do try to troll me. They say me some stuff like, bro, you're trolling yourself. You're trolling. They try to say me some stuff and oh man, look at this, bro. Like this is crazy. This is really cool. If you really believe this, man, then I don't think you finna survive in this world, because this world is very deceiving. And this right here, I don't even think this deception or deceiving. This is just complete, utterly edits. Like, come on, fam. Like, you can see the green screen come in and the green look, you can see the green screen come in and out. Are you serious right now? Look at that. If that would have been real, man, we're all finna be out of this world.
Let me ask you, Daruba bin Wahad, how you feel as you, what jumped out at you on that piece?
When we look at these young men on the screen here, one of the young brothers said, you know, what do you know how to do? He said, rob, steal, and kill. What did Columbus know how to do when he came here? Rob the native people of their land, kill them, and exploit them. What did they know how to do? What is in the best tradition of capitalism in this society? Burning, loot, rape, and pillage. This is something that is as integral to the United States as breathing. And the problem with race in this country is that white people in this country do not want to confront their own history and live up to the consequences of that history. And when you don't confront the truth will ultimately destroy you.
That was an edit. That was definitely an edit. Get out of here. Okay, now you know how y'all be trying to do me. Y'all get this fake stuff out of here. Y'all be trying to send me some videos. This stuff be fake, man. I don't know what they trying to say here, man. Get this edited video out of here. Everything is not what it seems, so stop trying to believe it. Y'all know I be calling it fake stuff when it's fake. Yeah, this is definitely fake. So don't believe everything y'all see just because it has a background music to it that makes you want to believe it. Get out of here, man.
How does this make you feel? For entertainment purposes only.
Here we go again. Now I'm going to show you guys. You see this? Now, one of these people got permits. Okay? Look at that. You see that? Now, let me show you what they do after they leave. See that? This is what these people leave. Trash like this all over the fucking place. Okay?
That's New York.
I'm going to walk you through this. The store owners, I just spoke to them. Now that they know where the food's going, they're going to file the Class Act lawsuit. Okay? Because of this. You see this? These guys are okay. They own the store. But look at this. Okay? So where are the Inspector Gadget today? Look at this. All up and down the streets. No permits, no licenses. Okay?
Organized crime. Legal extortion.
Oh, Jed, you got homeless people sleeping on the street and you're feeding the fucking illegals. Okay? This is exactly my point. Look. Look at this. Hey, see that? See that? Look at all this. Where are the fucking cops now, huh? Yeah, look at this. You ready? They got no food licenses. Okay, do you see his food getting taken? Look at this. No licensing. Food all over the streets and nobody over here is getting violated. They're not violating them, huh? Look, food everywhere. But these people got violated, okay? And they took all their fruits and vegetables. Guess what, New York? You're going to have a lawsuit filed against you from all the store owners because they know where their food went. They know it went to the Roosevelt Hotel in New York City to give to the illegals. New York City police, look at this. Look at this. How are you going to do that, huh? You're going to come in and take their food? And take our food so we have no food? Fuck out of here, man. Look at this shit. Look at this.
Yo.
Right here. Look at it.
Extortion.
Second day.
Say that again? You want to speak?
The second day they're doing this shit.
What are they doing? Tell them. Tell them. What are they doing?
Taking the food away from us to give it to the migrants.
Yep. Taking our food to give to the migrants. You believe that? Taking our food to give to the migrants. All right, my TikTok followers and Facebook and everybody, there's a reason why I put this at the end. Do you know where your food's going? It's going to the hotels that the illegals are in. And basically what's going on then is once they receive the food, then the food is taken into the streets and being sold for double the price. People being told that it's organic foods, okay? So they're taking the food, instead of them eating it, they're actually selling it. Reselling the food and reselling the goods to double their money, okay? This is a messed up state to do something like this to the people.
How does that make you feel? Organized crime. In
Pretty
the
much.
interest of big business. How are they gonna be able to do all this with the new CBDC though? So why are they really here? Y'all got, yeah, you fuck around and find out. I ain't gotta convince you.
Dude, crazy, man. Nah, this is sad. I know that's in New York too. You can just tell by the streets. I know that's New York. I've been in New York once, and man, my stomach's still turning about the thought of just the amount of homeless people out there. Like, that stuff is real. Like, that is not no movie. I know they put it on Spider-Man and video. Like, that stuff be real. Like, we seen folks sleeping on floors, on air mattresses that you know had thousands of bed bug hotel in them. Like, no clothes on, walking around, like, stink, eating from the trash cans. Like, I ain't trying to gross y'all out right now, but that stuff is real. Like, man, all this money we giving away when $1 billion can go into US, and a lot of this stuff can help.
So Putin is getting the citizens prepared for World War III.
For real.
By the way, this for entertainment purposes only.
Which they do in America. 'Cause
what the fuck don't we know?
A lot.
Why aren't we getting prepared?
Because they don't care about us.
I'm just curious. If they're getting their citizens prepared, why aren't we? Y'all see this shit, right? I guess the question is, if Russia is preparing their citizens for World War III, why aren't we getting prepared for World War III?
Facts.
Yeah. Let that sink in. It's not for fear-mongering or none of that shit. Just pay attention to the signs. Let me know what y'all think about the Russians.
I'm gonna be honest. I mean, people are getting prepared individually, but they do need to get us prepared as a nation. But as much as everything that's going on right now, the only thing that they getting us prepared on is an alarm that we go see on our phone. That's the only thing in the past years I say they got us alarmed on. They be so quick to hand out these vaccines. Oh, you can come and get these vaccines. Come, let's do the same process, but y'all give us some weapons and some ammo just in case anything happens. But yeah, man, I guess that concludes today's video, man. Make sure if y'all enjoyed the video that you smash the like button, comment, and subscribe for your boy, man. I don't think I need to say too much, but I appreciate y'all if y'all made it to the end of the video. Make sure to give this video a huge thumbs up if you haven't already, and make sure to comment 3 blue hearts down below so I can know who you is, man. And I appreciate you for making it to the end. Let's get it, let's go.